Is the US Navy's biggest warship gamble now threatening its own future, as a massive nuclear surface fleet risks colliding with the service's long-term modernization plans? Could Trump's $700 billion nuclear bet end up crippling the entire US Navy, if it drains money and capacity from other critical shipbuilding priorities? Is Trump now eyeing a new generation of nuclear warships, even if that means putting submarine production under serious pressure? Will Trump's so-called super warship leave the US Navy exposed in the end, especially if it weakens the balance of the fleet? Is the Pentagon now facing a new defense dilemma between battleships and aircraft carriers, as naval power moves into a more uncertain future? The US Navy's giant nuclear warship plan is now threatening its own fleet modernization drive, raising questions about whether the program is too big to fit the rest of the budget. According to Military Watch, the Navy's new BBGX program could reshape future naval power, making it one of the most ambitious surface warship plans in years. The program envisions 15 nuclear-powered surface warships for future operations, creating a fleet unlike anything currently at sea. Analysts warned that the plan may strain America's already overburdened shipbuilding base, which is still struggling to keep up with current naval demand. The BBGX program calls for a planned fleet of 15 nuclear-powered surface warships, making it one of the largest surface combatant programs in the world. Its estimated lifetime cost is around $700 billion, a staggering figure that could reshape the Navy's future budget priorities. That works out to roughly $46.6 billion in lifetime cost per ship, putting each vessel in an extremely expensive category. Each ship is estimated to displace between 35,000 and 41,000 tons, placing it among the heaviest warships ever planned. If built as described, these would be the largest surface combatants planned anywhere in the world, far bigger than most current destroyers. The US Navy officially launched the BBGX concept in May 2026, giving the project formal momentum. Reports say the Navy still prioritizes Virginia and Columbia submarine production. So could this new warship plan pull resources away from those programs? Labor shortages and shipyard bottlenecks continue to slow US submarine production, making every new program harder to absorb. Lawmakers are now asking for details on how BBGX will avoid disrupting existing building programs that are already under pressure. The program also competes directly with the next-generation DDG-X destroyer project, adding another layer of strain to the Navy's plans. Notably, DDG-X is expected to replace the aging Arleigh Burke destroyer fleet, making the competition for funding even more intense. The program has also sparked a new debate over the future of US naval power and what kind of fleet America really needs. Supporters claim missile ships better match modern hypersonic warfare requirements, especially in a fast-changing threat environment. Meanwhile, critics argue that aircraft carriers remain essential for air power and surveillance, and cannot be replaced by missile ships alone. Notably, the Gerald Ford carrier program is also facing delays and cost overruns, which only deepens the Navy's broader modernization dilemma. Some analysts believe BBGX could divert future funding away from new carriers, forcing the Navy to choose between competing priorities. The report comes as the US Navy continues to expand its overall naval capabilities, even as the fight over what to build next grows more intense. The US Navy has approved a massive $76.6 billion program to build 14 new nuclear-powered submarines, locking in one of the largest undersea procurement pushes in its history. The package covers 5 Columbia-class ballistic missile submarines and 9 Virginia-class Block 6 attack boats, tying together America's strategic nuclear and conventional undersea forces in a single deal. These submarines are designed for extreme stealth, long-range precision strikes and operations with unmanned undersea vehicles, reflecting how the US wants its fleet to fight in future contested waters. The construction plan will run through July 2038, providing decades of predictable work for the 2 nuclear shipyards and thousands of suppliers in the US submarine industrial base. Columbia-class boats are slated to replace the aging Ohio-class strategic nuclear fleet, taking over the sea-based leg of America's nuclear deterrent as the older submarines retire. The program is explicitly designed to avoid a dangerous gap in deterrence as Ohio-class retirements begin around 2027, ensuring there are always enough ballistic missile subs on patrol. The first Columbia, the future USS District of Columbia, is expected to begin deterrence patrols in the early 2030s, anchoring continuous at-sea nuclear presence into mid-century. The Virginia Block 6 fleet will expand U.S. attack, surveillance, and strike capabilities, building on earlier variants with improved sensors, quieting, and mission flexibility. Notably, Block 6 boats will incorporate the Virginia Payload Module, allowing them to carry more than 40 Tomahawk-class cruise missiles and other payloads in a single hull. Strategically, the program is aimed at countering China's growing submarine fleet and pressure in the South China Sea and broader Indo-Pacific, where undersea dominance is seen as a critical U.S. advantage. Russia's advanced Yasen-class attack submarines and expanding Northern Fleet presence also driving U.S. undersea modernization, pushing Washington to upgrade both firepower and survivability. The United States currently has only 2 shipyards capable of building nuclear submarines, Electric Boat in Groton and Heiss Newport News, making capacity and productivity central to the plan's success. Around $5 billion in the package is set aside specifically to expand shipyard capacity, invest in workforce training and raise productivity so the yards can meet ambitious delivery schedules. Finally, the program is central to AUKUS, with future Virginia-class submarines earmarked for transfer to Australia, meaning this U.S. buildup will directly shape Allied undersea power in the Indo-Pacific. As the U.S.-Iran war reignites, the sheer scale of America's earlier military losses is back in the spotlight, forcing officials to confront the cost of the last campaign before fully committing to a new one. America's air campaign alone cost about $11.3 billion in the first 6 days, rising to roughly $16.5 billion by day 12, reflecting how quickly high-end munitions and assets were consumed. Those figures were compiled and revealed by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, putting hard numbers to what had largely been abstract talk of expensive strikes. According to the Pentagon, the total direct cost of the 40-day war came to around $25 billion, covering aircraft operations, missiles, interceptors, and supporting systems. Independent assessments, however, have suggested the real economic and replacement cost may be closer to $100 billion, once lost hardware and longer-term replenishment are fully accounted for. From extended-range JSSM-E hours to Patriot interceptors and beyond, the U.S. burned through an array of weapons stockpiles, leaving planners facing a multi-year inventory crisis in some of the most vital systems.